Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it, and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing a Rolex Datejust turnograph. This is the reference 116264 with a white gold rotating turnograph bezel and a 904L Rolex stainless steel case. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, this watch, which is a D series, so roughly 2006 model, it's a late D series. It sits easily in the classical 36mm Datejust size, 11.7mm thick with a sloped case flank. It slides easily underneath the dress cuff. Two ways to measure the watch across the wrist. There is the bare lug-to-lug dimension, the span across the case of 44mm. If you include the solid end links of the Oyster bracelet, it projects a still very reasonable 45.6mm across the wrist, and I can recommend this watch for wrists as small as 13 to 13.5 centimeters circumference. There's a 20mm spacing between the lugs if you want to wear this one tactical style, and that might not be the craziest idea, as this watch, nicknamed the Thunderbird, is famous because, conceived as an early aviation companion, it was actually issued by U.S. Air Force to members of the Thunderbirds, the U.S. Aerobatic Demonstration Squadron that is effectively the Air Force's answer to the Blue Angels. So this is both an early example of a rotating bezel Rolex sports watch preceding the Submariner by several months on the market, as well as a sort of aviator's timepiece, an unconventional pilot watch, and this is an unconventional example. The original turnograph was not a Datejust, it was reference 6202. It joined the Datejust family by the mid-1950s, and it continues in the Datejust family. You have the Oyster bracelet, giving this one a little bit more of a masculine and sporting appearance. The Datejust often paired with the 5-link dress-style Jubilee bracelet. Not the case here. Polished centers, satin shoulders, polished outer faces, and removable links fixed by screws. The watch has a nice sporting aspect to it thanks to the Submariner and Daytona reminiscent Oyster style bracelet. We have a clasp with a straight through polished satin flanks and a lift lock system, including both a beak and a hook internally, so you must mechanically unlock this one. It's not just a shim to yank it open. Fully finished inside, you can see it's a high polished interior clasp, and then there is the Easy Link 5mm adjustment system that allows you to take in or take out 5mm of adjustable length. You can see that's the equivalent of one removable screw. You can do that tool free. You'll also appreciate that there are 3 drilled divots inside the clasp that allow you to change the anchoring point of the bracelet for fine-tuning the size. Rolling back the case, the Datejust has not changed all that much since inception in 1945. That was the first Datejust. Remember, the first turnograph Datejust came about 10 years later. A fluid case with all high polish on the lug hoods as well as the flanks. There's a compound curved grace here that you won't find on the so-called Supercase GMT Sea Dweller Explorer 2 and Submariner models. A twin lock crown screw down, 100 meters water resistant. This watch is a sports watch through and through with the same movement you'll find in a Submariner. 100 meters water resistant, fully loomed, and automatic winding. The timepiece features the bidirectional rotating turnograph bezel, which you can, for example, line up with the minute hand. Let's say you want to line up the index. And now you can time something with a count-up bezel from 0 to 60. I find it's more intuitive and easier to read than a chronograph. Now, the timepiece does feature a true white dial. Some Rolex watches have silver dials. This is truly white, a sort of matte chalk white to resist glare. You have a red varnished seconds hand. You have white gold applique indices, Rolex crown and hands. You have the turnograph signature at 6 o'clock on the dial. And what appears to be a roulette date wheel is in fact not. That's why I have it set to an even numeral, so you can see both evens and odds are actually red. This is simply a more extravagant and charming version of a standard turnograph with a bit more color and character. Inside the case, I mentioned Submariner power, and that's what you're getting. Caliber 3135 automatic winding bidirectional Teflon coated reversing wheels with a jeweled staff. It is a silent and rattle-free winding system with a 48-hour power reserve, 31 joules, stop seconds, and a quick set date. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's adjusted in 5 positions, tested in 5 positions, and earns a COSC chronometer certification. There is a handmade Rolex Breguet overcoil hairspring to help the watch earn its chronometer certification. And at the end of the day, the movement is all Rolex, right down to the Free-sprung balance on the full balance bridge, the two features endowing the watch with remarkable shock resistance, and the free-sprung balance using Rolex's proprietary micro-stella adjustment nuts to change the moment of inertia to adjust the movement. This watch has got it all. You'll even note that with the white dial and the white disc for the date, the Cyclops eye almost blends in and disappears. You can see this handsome, unusual, and discontinued Rolex Datejust Turnograph sports watch and make it yours on the watch box. The Rolex Datejust Turnograph.